Hello and welcome to Claim Your Power TV. I'm your host, Mastin Kipp, where each week I guide you to live your purpose with passion. Question for you. Do you ever have the same argument over and over and over and over again and it never goes anywhere? It could be with your mom, your dad, your significant other, your cousin, your friend, your boss, whatever it might be. Have you ever had the same argument over and over and over again? You know, you say this, then they say this, then they say this. You end up in a fight and nothing changes. You ever done that? I know that I have. And doing that drove me to ask the question, why? Why do I seem to have the same argument every single time and nothing changes? And given that it's the holiday season, this conversation is up right now. I know that it was just Thanksgiving, the holidays are coming, Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, etc. And this is a time where we're connecting back with family and those wounds might come back up. Or there's stress around the holidays as well. So the question is, why do you think we have arguments that don't go anywhere? There's an incredible book I suggest you read called The Dance of Anger by Harriet Lerner. And in it, Lerner tells us that we have arguments that don't go anywhere because it keeps the status quo the same. What this means is change is scary. Becoming yourself is scary. So instead of taking personal responsibility for our lives and for our choices and for our actions, what we do is we blame and criticize other people and they blame and criticize us and nothing changes. And surprise, nothing changes. We're nice and safe. So what this means is it's time to take personal responsibility and individuate and claim how you truly feel. And what Lerner, she has this great model where she talks about when you start to individuate away from your mom or away from your partner. And individuation doesn't mean you break up, it just means you're getting in touch with what you really need. When you start to say what you really need, that could make your family angry, it can make your partner angry, it can make your boss angry, it can make your friend angry, because we're growing, we're always growing. So here's what we're afraid of. I'm afraid that if I actually state what I need, that the other person will do what Lerner calls a counter move. So what this means is, I'm gonna say, let's say I'm in a relationship with a parent and I say, you know, when you tell me how to raise my child, I don't feel like a real parent and I would appreciate it if you only gave me advice when I asked for it. Well, I'm afraid that if I say something like that the parent is gonna guilt trip me. And that's what Lerner calls a counter move. And so what we have to learn how to do is to anticipate counter moves. They're going to happen as you claim your power and as you stand in your power. Those around you that are threatened by that will counter move you with guilt and shame and threats of leaving the relationship. And our goal, Lerner reminds us, is not to stop the counter move. Our goal is not to stop the counter move, but to let it happen. And that can be terrifying because that could radically shift the relationships and our certainty and our survival. But the reality is you will continue to have arguments that go nowhere. The Dance of Anger by Harriet Lerner is where this word comes from. So what we have to do is, from a mature place, from a place of personal responsibility, say, this is how I'm feeling. And not that you make me feel this way, but when you do this, this is how I feel. And this is how I would like it to be. And state it from a calm and mature place. Reiterate it. Don't slip back into blame, because one of those counter moves is for people to pull you back into the argument, because when you get pulled back into the argument, it's that old familiar same argument, and guess what? You go nowhere. So this is time to believe in yourself. This is time to believe in your higher power. This is time to claim your power back and stay in your lane. Talk about how you feel. Talk about what you need, and really stay firm in that. And if the other person isn't willing to grow with you, then it's time for the relationship to either be put on pause or to be ended. And that can be a scary thing, but I promise you, the universe just hates vacuums. So when you create a vacuum in your life, it fills it up with newness. And so can you have the courage to stay in your lane? And what's interesting is that when you stay in your lane and you don't fight back and you don't give that same energy back to the same old argument, just shifting your energy can be enough to shift the whole dynamic. And either the other person will shift energetically or the relationship will shift and dissolve. Either way, you get closer to truth. And as Oprah says, truth and what's sacred are the same thing. So if you want to invoke truth and the sacred in your life, let's stop having conversations and arguments that don't go anywhere, that lead that same stressful result. and let's start to talk about our experience. You know, I am taking responsibility for this, and I do feel this way. And when you do this, this is how I feel, and I want to shift that. And to shift that, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. If you want to go deeper on this topic, you can certainly get the book Dance of Anger by Harriet Lerner. I've mentioned it 3 times now. It's an incredible book. But the core here is it's time to it's time to end arguments that don't go anywhere and individuate so that you can live your purpose and truly be free. So you might be watching this video over on YouTube or over on Facebook. I invite you to come on over to thedailylove.com, and below this video, leave a comment and let me know, how are you going to stop having arguments that don't go anywhere, take personal responsibility, end the cycle of blame, and individuate into who you're meant to be? Your anger has a purpose. Your anger is a wake-up call to take personal responsibility and to make new choices and to not stop the counter moves of other people. You can't control them. You don't want to try to control them. Let them make their counter moves, and you're either going to grow together or you're going to grow apart, but you're going to come closer to truth and closer to what's sacred in your life. Also, please remember to subscribe to us on YouTube so that you can get immediate updates when we publish new coaching videos. And please feel free to head on over again to thedailylove.com, enter your name and email address so that I can send you updates that only come through email. My biggest wish and greatest hope for you here at Claim Your Power TV is that you get out there, take action, and make it real. Happy holidays.